Hold on, I feel like we're forgetting something here. Much better. Hello my beautiful people and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Gianna Lian, and as you can see, we are doing a cozy little sit down chatting video with you guys today. I love filming these types of videos. I just love chatting with you guys, okay? So before we get into it, make sure you have a little fun drink, a cozy little snack, because not only am I giving you guys fall book recommendations today, but we are also going to be going through my fall TBR for 2025. Now I do wish that I posted this video like a few weeks ago to tell you guys all the books that I have been picking up for fall, because I already did start picking up some fall reads, but it's better late than never. So I have curated a list of all the books physically on Kindle Unlimited and the books that I want to pick up for this fall time / spooky season. And then I also at the end of the video just want to give you guys my ultimate fall book recommendations. There's very few of them, but they are good ones that I can promise you you're going to want to pick up. I have really narrowed it down to my all-time faves that I haven't repeated too many times, because if you're not new here, you guys know my iconic ones that I've already told you guys about in past videos this year recently. So these are the ones that I haven't really talked about, and they need to have some love too, you know? So before we get into it, make sure you like this video and subscribe if you haven't already to join the family. We have so much fun over here, and don't forget to check out my vlog channel. I don't plug it enough, and a lot of people don't know about it, but there's a lot of fall content going on over there as well, so make sure you check that one out. I think I want to start off with the physical books that I already own that are on my fall TBR. So the first one is Fall into Temptation by Lucy Score. Now I picked this up last fall season and I didn't have a chance to get around to it. So this is the perfect time to do it. Look at how fall this cover is, you guys. Absolutely loving the vibes. I don't think a book could get more fall coded than this, okay? And Lucy Score is a very favorite author of mine. I haven't read too many books by her, but I've been dying to pick up more. And I'm also not gonna lie, I didn't realize that this is the second book in an interconnected series. You don't have to read them in order, but it's recommended to. I didn't realize that before I picked this book up. I just got so excited because it was fall and because the main character's name is my name, and there's very few books that I've come across that my name is a main character or is even in a book. So that just got me a little too excited and I just bought it. But seems like we have a little bit of enemies to lovers going on set in the fall season, and it seems like it's just gonna be super chaotic with a super hardworking mom and a grumpy love interest. I'm just very excited to get into it, and I've heard some amazing things about it in the book community. Even though it's not super popular, the things I have heard are good. Next we have Before the Coffee Gets Cold by an author's name I literally cannot pronounce, and I will butcher way too poorly if I attempt to, so I apologize. But this is a very loved series in the book community. There are a lot of them in the series, and I do have this one, which is the first one, and the next book. So I feel like this is a super cozy series that I can pick up. It's super short that I can also just fly through during the cozy fall time season. I'm pretty sure this book kind of dives into a world of time traveling, and I think that's such an amazing spin-off on words of like Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and because I just love coffee, hello. It says, if you could go back, who would you want to meet? That's all I know about the book. That's all I want to know about it. I'm excited to dive into this author's writing because I've heard that it's really good in a sense of the author knows how to tell a good story. And it's also kind of giving me the vibes of The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, which is also one of my favorite books ever. And I learned so many amazing like life lessons in that book. So I'm hoping to kind of get the same vibe within this, but I'm curious to see how the author does it in such short amount of pages. Let me know if you guys have read this. I know it's pretty popular, but I feel like I haven't heard anyone talk about it recently, so I'd love to know your opinions and if you think it's as fall coded as I think it is. A recent pickup of mine, The Honey Crisp Orchard Inn by Valerie Bowman. Now I did just realize that this is available on Kindle Unlimited, you guys. I didn't know that beforehand, but when I was browsing Kindle Unlimited last night, this book was on it, and this is the debut for an up-and-coming series. It seems like it's a super cozy, autumn, fall-coded new series that this author just released. This is the first book in it, obviously. Again, it's super short. As you can see, the theme of this year is to pick up short, cozy reads. That's just the vibe I'm kind of going with, the mood that I've been in, and I feel like all these books, I kind of fit that vibe perfectly. But for this one, I want to read it because I just want to feel like I'm at this inn. I want to get all the cozy fall traditions. I want everything pumpkin. I want sweater weather. I want it all, okay? And I also think that this main tagline is so cute. It says, "Come away to the Honeycrisp Orchard Inn, where the air is crisp, the cider is sweet, the foliage is vibrant, and love is always around the corner." Like, how freaking cute, you guys, okay? This is probably my most anticipated fall read this year, the one I'm most excited for. Next is Sweet Fury by Subbiesss. I think I'm pronouncing that author's name wrong, but I've had this book for a hot minute, you guys, and it is a very anticipated read for me as well. I just have not been prioritizing it. I also haven't seen a lot of people talk about this, but it seems like it's gonna be kind of more on the dark mystery thriller side, but then it also has that hint of general fiction in it. I haven't really read much into this, but it was the cover that drew me in initially. It says, "When a beloved actress is cast in a feminist adaptation of a Fitzgerald classic, she finds herself the victim in a deadly game of revenge in which everyone on screen and off is playing a part." I don't know, you guys, it seems extremely intriguing. And like I said, I haven't heard anyone really talk about this. It is a new release as well. It came out earlier in 2025, but I've been dying to read this. So I really need to prioritize this before fall time season ends, because something about reading a twistier general fiction type book is my vibe for sure. Definitely stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit. We have A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana, I think. Look at how cute this cover is, you guys. It is so freaking adorable. Like, I freaking love this cover. I want to frame it on my wall basically at this point, but I wanted to throw this in my fall TBR and pick it up at the bookstore because I really want to give fantasy a fair shot. And I feel like if I take the cringy cutesy route of fantasy, maybe it will open my eyes to loving the genre, or at least making it enjoyable for myself. I feel like I'm missing out on so many amazing fantasy series and fantasy pieces of work that I've just kind of turned my head against, because I have it in my head that fantasy is too confusing for me, fantasy is too boring for me, I won't be able to get into fantasy, all these excuses, literally every excuse in the book. So I feel like if I take a different route, like I said, and do it super cute, have a little bit of witches, a talking fox, just a little bit of magic going on, I feel like I could really enjoy it. So that is why this book is on my TBR, and because it's super loved in the book community as well. This is definitely a staple fall read that everyone has been picking up this year. So I'm excited that I got my hands on it too. It's super short, so even if it takes me a hot second to get into it, I feel like I'll get into it because it's going to be faster paced. Fingers crossed. We'll see. With a Vengeance by Riley Sager, you guys. A very loved author by me, and this is his newest release. This is kind of giving Christmas though, because the cover alone is just reminding me of Polar Express for some reason. Like, I know we have a murder mystery going on that takes place on a train. Polar Express, am I right? But no, I feel like Riley Sager's books are the perfect to pick up in the gloomy seasons as a whole. If it's winter, if it's fall, if it's Halloween, whatever it is, his books are absolutely perfect for those seasons. And again, it's just an excuse to read Riley Sager's newest release because I haven't gotten to it yet and I feel like I'm missing out on such an amazing book potentially. And also, if you didn't know, I go into all of Riley Sager's books completely blind. I don't like to read the back, but if there are some bold texts or something like that, I will read that. So this one says, "One train, no stops, a deadly game of survival and revenge." And it also seems like it's based in an earlier time, specifically 1942. I'm hoping that with the reading vlog that I'm filming right now for you guys, wink wink, hopefully this one will be included in that reading vlog, because I want to film my reaction to the ending of this book because Riley Sager's twists are always so crazy. I'm actually currently reading this right now. We have Nothing Like the Movies by Lian Painter. I know I'm late to reading this new release, you guys, but in recent videos I've told you that I've been waiting for the paperback to come out. So I finally got my hands on it as soon as I saw it in a paperback at my bookstore, and I'm already reading it, which also may be included in a reading vlog. Just saying. Since I am already reading this right now, I can tell you guys that I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I miss the world of Liz and Wes, being back in their universe and with the friends and just the town as a whole. I am freaking loving it. Lian Painter's writing, obviously I knew I was gonna love, but being thrown back into the lives of Liz and Wes is just so nostalgic in a way, because I did read Better Than the Movies back in 2022. So I feel like I'm kind of grown up with them, because the first book, Better Than the Movies, took place in high school, and now this one takes place in college. I feel like we kind of all grew up together in a way, so highly recommend this so far, and I'm excited to continue it. Next is A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing. Now this is a super not talked about book either. I picked this up at my local Walmart. I haven't heard really anything about it, but I have had it for a while. But I picked it up because it is a toxic romance. I feel like I haven't read a toxic romance in a hot minute. I had my moment and period of time where that was all the romance I would read. Like, it was a phase of mine where that's just the only books that I would pick up. So I feel like now that I've taken a nice break away from them, I do miss them, and I do miss just the chaoticness of it all. This is definitely one that I want to pick up for the fall time season. It seems like it's kind of giving like Tell Me Lies vibes and Behind Closed Doors vibes, two of my favorite books, because we have social media thrown into it and just like how they're painting this perfect picture of their lives and their relationship online, but then behind closed doors, it's a disaster. So I'm excited to get into that disaster and see what this book is all about. Another new release, we have Forget Me Not by Stacey Willingham. Now, I've been seeing lots of buzz about this new release, okay, you guys? I haven't heard anything from this author, but once I read the synopsis, I was very, very intrigued to pick this up. And I feel like I haven't really picked up too many new murder mystery thriller type books. I feel like I gravitate more towards romance, especially during the fall time season. I want those cringy pumpkin spice latte, super cute fall romances, you know? And I feel like I can never find good thriller murder mysteries. So that is exactly why I picked this book up. I feel like it's giving small town vibes, and it also even says Galloway was supposed to be a place to help her move forward, but instead Claire quickly finds herself immersed in her own dark and dangerous past. It's giving all the vibes. It is also giving Good Girl's Guide to Murder. If you watch my bookstore shopping video, I did pick this book up in that video, and I went more in depth of what this book was about. And it seems like we have a sister trying to solve her older sister's cold case, basically. It's kind of giving a Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but in a very darker, twistier way, and I'm all here for it. Another Lynn Painter book, we have Accidentally Amy by Lynn Painter. Now, I don't know anything about this book, you guys. I didn't even read the back or anything. I just bought it because one, it's fall, and two, it's Lynn Painter, and then I just never read it last year. So I completely forgot that I had this book. It was hidden, okay? But now that I have found it, I'm very intrigued, and again, it's so short. And also, I think last year when I did pick this book up in last year's fall book shopping video, I thought that it was a new release, but everyone in the comments was telling me this is not a new book at all. The cover was just redone, and I think there was an extra like bonus material or chapters at the end or something like that. So it was a revamped book of last year, but the actual book didn't come out last year. So silly me, but either way, I'm super excited to dive into another Lynn Painter book, hopefully this season. If I can read 2 Lynn Painter books in the fall time season, my life will be complete, okay? And lastly, for the books that I have physically that I want to read, we have Destructively Mine by Krista and Becker Ritchie. Now, this is the second book, a part of their new series that released last year. And the first one, Dishonestly Yours, was very fall coded. So I don't know if this one's gonna be fall coded, but I'm hoping that it is, because we're dealing with like con artists living in a small town of rich people, and it's just giving all those spooky vibes, you know? Dishonestly Yours dealt literally around the Halloween season, and Halloween was featured in that book. So I don't know what season this book is gonna take place in, but I'm hoping that it's gonna give similar vibes. But even if it doesn't, I am hoping to read this sooner rather than later, because I think that they do have the 3rd book coming soon, and I want to stay on top of this series. Now for the books that I need to pick up before the end of the fall time season, because we do have some new releases coming out that are very anticipated for me, and just ones that I want to pick up beforehand. There's only 3 though. The first new release is The Intruder by Frida McFadden. We all know I love Frida McFadden. I read all of her new releases pretty much right when they come out. So this one is coming out, I'm pretty sure at the beginning of October. I could be wrong, but I'm super excited to get into this one. I haven't read the synopsis. I want to go into it completely blind, but just know that I'm going to get my hands on this when it releases. The next is We Love You Bunny by Mona Awad. Now, if you guys know the famous Bunny book that was super famous back in 2022, 2023, that one's a favorite of mine, and we have a continuation of it coming out very soon, you guys. I am so excited to get my hands on it. Can we just also talk about the cover? This cover is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so excited to see how Mona Awad takes that crazy of a book and continues it. Like, I'm curious to see what she has up her sleeve, because I feel like this one's gonna be 10 times crazier. And then the last one is Stone Cold Fox. Now, I've tried to get my hands on this book for months, you guys. I've been dying to read for so long, and I feel like I should just order it on Amazon at this point, because I can't find it anywhere. But either way, I feel like this could also be perfect for fall, and it's again not talked about because it deals with con artists, but it's only a single woman. She is the master of cons, and she learned everything that she knows from her mother, because her mother was the #1 con artist. So now that she has this experience in conning and she's done it majority of her life. She doesn't really want to do it anymore, but she still wants to marry rich. So now she's going on the mission to marry rich, but kind of step away from conning, but we all know that's just not how it goes. Once it's a part of your life, it's just forever there. So yeah, it seems so intriguing and I love the cover, so I feel like I really just gotta order that book on Amazon. Now, rapid fire, all the books that I want to pick up on Kindle Unlimited. A lot of you guys are always requesting book recommendations or telling you guys what books I find on Kindle Unlimited. So this is kind of your spin-off on that, but for fall edition, because I feel like I have some really good underrated Kindle Unlimited recs and just findings in general. These are the ones that I'm hoping to pick up for the fall time season. Starting off, I'm actually reading it right now. It's Want to Know a Secret by Frida McFadden. I didn't know that she had this book. I've never seen it before, so I randomly just picked it up because this one deals with a YouTuber that's a baker. Like, how perfect is that? I've never read a concept like that, so it's one of Frida McFadden's psychological twisty thrillers. Just mix in YouTube, baking, a family, and a missing son, and a weird family next door. That's all I'm gonna say of what I've gotten from it so far. I'm just very intrigued and I feel like it's just such a fun concept from Frida McFadden, and I'll be sure to let you guys know my thoughts by the end of it because I'm really enjoying it so far and it's one that no one really talks about. Another Frida McFadden book on Kindle Unlimited that caught my eye is The Surrogate Mother. Now this one I've heard the buzz about, you guys. Recently you guys have been talking about this book a lot, so definitely caught my eye. And another one that I'm just gonna throw on the list. I don't know anything about it and I don't want to know anything about it, but if I do end up finishing majority of my other fall TBR, that is one that I'm definitely gonna prioritize because I feel like her books are so easy to just jump into or use as kind of like a refresher, or if I'm feeling like I'm getting into a little slump, her books are so easy to turn to, so that one I definitely have my eye on. Another one is That's Not My Name by Megan Lally. The cover is so absolutely intriguing. It's kind of giving 5 Survive vibes, to be completely honest, but the synopsis of this was super confusing and super twisty, so it caught my eye immediately, and I haven't heard anything about this author before, but I have seen this cover before. I don't know how popular it is, but either way, it caught my eye. This season, I need all the books that are gonna make me literally look in every which direction and still be so confused and lost and have no idea what's going on. Those are my favorite types of books to pick up sometimes, and this one seems like it's gonna give me that. Another underrated one that I saw that caught my eye was Dead Girls Don't Talk by Sandra J. Paul. Seems like for this one we have definitely toxic friendships going on, and if you know what books I like to pick up, I love a good toxic friendship moment. I like the high school Mean Girls vibe. I like getting into the juicy secrets, okay? Especially in a small town, especially in like a little high school setting, college setting. That is my vibe. Those types of books are up my alley for sure. And this one seems to be giving all those vibes, which again could be perfect for the fall time season because, you know, fall, we're going back to school. It just fits perfectly, okay? So let me know if you have heard of this book before. The author rings a very big bell to me, but I looked and I don't know any of their other publishings. So I don't know why I thought it was familiar to me, but let me know if you've heard about this book. And the last one to top it off with the cringy, cutesy little fall reads, I found Fall I Want by Lila Parrish. Again, look at the cover, it's just so absolutely cute. I thought to myself, because Kindle Unlimited does have a lot of these kinds of books available over there, I thought to myself I could only pick one. And this is the one that I wanted to pick. Now it is the beginning of a new series. I can't promise you that I'm gonna continue the series if I do read this, but I just wanted to read you how this book is described. In the description, in the synopsis, this is how the author describes the book, and it is just so cute. Okay, listen to this. I'm gonna have you hooked. It says, Fall I Want is a feel-good, spicy, small-town romantic comedy with a billionaire who falls first and harder. Grab a pumpkin spice latte, a warm fuzzy blanket, and make your way down to Cozy Creek. And the main character's name is Autumn. That's crazy. I'm super excited. Just based off that, I'm hooked. Hopefully it hooked you guys, but either way, it seems so cute, and again, the cover is so freaking adorable, so I feel like I just need to read it. Like, that seems like it would be perfectly up my vibe. A billionaire romance, definitely gonna have some tension going on, some past troubles going on based on the synopsis. We'll see, okay? But it caught my eye. And then lastly, I just wanted to give you guys my ultimate fall book recommendations because these are super good and I don't think that these are talked about as often as they should be. So I'm coming to your rescue to give you guys my favorite fall book recommendations that you should read this season. The first one that I read actually pretty recently is Between Lies and Revenge by Hannah D. Sharp. Now I saw this book randomly on Amazon, you guys, and I just pulled the trigger and bought it, and I'm so happy that I did because this is definitely one of my favorite psychological thrillers that I've read this year. chapter. I am telling you guys, it is twisty to the max. You are gonna have no idea what's going on half the time, but that's the best part about it. It's dual POV with two very strong female main characters that are complete opposites. And that was my absolute favorite part about this whole book is, yes, you have dual POV, but you're following two women's completely different lives. Like, they are total polar opposites, and it was just so fun and intriguing, and it kept me on my toes the whole entire time. So that's all I'm gonna say, besides the fact that they're both con artists, but in their own different, weird, messed up ways, okay? I'm gonna leave you with that, but please pick up this book because it's not talked about enough, and I flew through it so quickly and loved every single second of it. Another one that I think could be fall, but it's not super fall coated in your face, is Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. Now, this was my first Jennifer Hartman book that I did read, and I really fell in love with her writing, so I'm gonna be picking up more of her books for sure, but this is available on Kindle Unlimited. It was so heartbreaking, so sad, so traumatizing, so dark, so twisty, and so wholesome at the same time. It is just gonna throw you through every single emotion that you could ever think of, but again, in the best way possible. I really enjoyed this book, and if you're looking for a darker romance, but in a sad, dark romance way, I would highly recommend you read this. It's giving major gloomy vibes, and just the setting as a whole is just gloomy and sad. So if that's the mood that you're in this fall season, that's a book that you probably would like. Another really dark recommendation I can give you is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. Now, Lisa Jewell is a pro, okay? She's a really good author at writing extremely disturbing books. And this one is definitely one of them. Let me just tell you that. I was kind of disgusted reading this book, but at the same time, I couldn't put it down because I was just so intrigued and I needed to know what happened to these characters. It was sad, it was disgusting, it was twisty, it was everything. I was honestly shocked when I finished this book at how much I enjoyed it because I knew I was going to enjoy it to a certain extent, but I wasn't expecting to fall in love with the book and have this book stay with me for as long as it has. Now, I did read this last year and I still think about it quite frequently because of how messed up it is. And when someone comes to me for a book recommendation that they want a twisty psychological thriller, but they also want it to be kind of really dark and messed up, this is the book that I normally recommend them. So I highly recommend you read this one. And I know Lisa Jewell has a lot of best-selling books, but this one is one that you don't want to miss out on. This one is kind of a silly one, but Spookily Yours. I read this on Halloween last year. It's a super short, mindless Kindle Unlimited recommendation for you guys, and it was so cute, but so silly in the same way. It didn't make sense. It was very unrealistic, but that's kind of the point of the book. Even based on the cover, you can tell it's not gonna be a super serious read. So this is a book that I would recommend if you just want a mindless little filler book, or the night before Halloween, the night of Halloween, just to give you those spooky, cozy Halloween vibes. This one I really enjoyed for that specific moment. If I read this now at the beginning of September, I probably wouldn't have liked it as much, but just want to give you guys that random rec because it was enjoyable for what it was. Now, I was talking about the second book in this series, but I obviously have to recommend you guys Dishonestly Yours by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the said fall con artist book that I was referring to earlier in the video. I really loved this book, you guys. I did annotate the crap out of it because it was so enjoyable. And if you already are fans of Krista and Becca Ritchie's writing and their other series, this is just another series that you're gonna absolutely fall in love with. It still follows that group of family friends, so it's kind of giving the Calloway sister vibes. I love that series, but this one specifically is set in the fall time. And if you don't want to continue the series, you don't have to. It doesn't leave you on too big of a cliffhanger in this book where you have to pick up the next one and continue the series. You will feel content if you just want to read this one specifically for the fall time season. Because like I said, it was so fall, and it's a small town, group of friends, con artists, absolutely perfect. Now this one is a super dark one. We have Go Ask Alice by Anonymous. I don't even think you can really buy this book anymore, to be honest. I found this one thrifting because apparently it's like a part of the banned books, which they have a point because it is extremely dark, but then again, it was absolutely amazing and so heartbreakingly sad. I don't even really know how to explain these types of books, but there is a collection of them. So this one's Go Ask Alice, but there's Go Ask blah 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 and Go Ask blah blah blah, and each one follows a different diary of a said person. So this one's a diary of a 15-year-old girl, I'm pretty sure. It says, read her diary, enter her world, you will never forget her. And one of of the journal entries is January 24th. After you've had it, there isn't even life without drugs. It started when she served a soft drink laced with LSD in a dangerous party game. Within months, she was hooked, trapped in a downward spiral that took her from her comfortable home and loving family to the mean streets of an unforgiving city. It was a journey that would rob her of her innocence, her youth, and ultimately her life. So how the book is basically set up is just journal entries, and you get to read her life just digress, basically. It's really sad, so I would check the trigger warnings. And I also don't know how you could get your hands on this book, but if you can, I do recommend it because it was a beautiful story and spread so much awareness. But yeah, I don't even know what else to say. I do want to pick up more in this collection if I can find a way to get my hands on these books. And lastly, 2 quick author mentions because these are my favorite authors and I feel like now is the perfect time to pick up their books, I'm telling you. First, we have Riley Sager. Like I already mentioned earlier in the video, his books are perfect for this time of season. All of his publishings except for Middle of the Night, but these 2 stood out to me the most and I feel like are the most fall coded that I've read so far of his. So we have Final Girls. This is giving Halloween vibes to the max. It's just so gloomy, and even the town that it's set in, every single scene that I was reading, I'm pretty sure there was even moments of like, oh, there was fallen leaves on the floor and I was running through the gloomy fall crisp air or something like that. I just remember mentions of fall, so this one would be perfect. And then we also have Survive the Night. This whole entire book takes place in 1 car and the duration of 1 night. And it is during the beginning of the school season as well. So super fall coded. These are definitely 2 Riley Sager books that I would pick up for the fall time season. And lastly is Frida McFadden, obviously. Now I've read so many of her books at this point, you guys, I cannot narrow it down to you on which exact ones I would recommend for the fall time specifically. These are just the 2 that I have physically that I own because I do read all of her books on Kindle Unlimited. There's just no point on me picking up every single physical copy of her books because I read so many of them. But I did really enjoy The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. This was kind of giving fall vibes, but I think my favorite one that I could recommend to you guys off the top of my head is The Locked Door. That one was absolutely crazy. I did not guess it and it just threw me for a loop, and I'm pretty sure I did rate it close to a 5 star. So highly would recommend The Boyfriend and The Locked Door by Frida McFadden if I had to choose just 2 to give you guys. But wow, that was a lot of talking, but that is officially my fall TBR, the fall books I want to pick up, and the ultimate fall book recommendations that I could give you guys. My throat was so dry from talking so much and so fast, but I really hope you guys got some book recommendations and also books to add to your fall TBR this year. I just love sitting down and chatting to you guys about books. Like, I literally feel like you guys are in the room with me. We're having a conversation, we're just chilling, we're just hanging out, and we're just talking about books, you know? It's literally the best feeling ever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. And also, let's have a conversation down in the comments. Tell me what books you guys are picking up this fall. Tell me what books you've already been reading for fall. Like, I need some more book recommendations, or if you've read any of the books on my TBR and you didn't like them, or I should know anything about them, please let me know. You guys always give me the inside scoop of books I want to read, and it is the perfect thing ever. It's like you guys are my internet and you educate me so much on everything. So that is all from me. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff you guys know what to do. Once again, don't forget to check out my vlog channel that's linked down below. We have a lot of fall activities going on over there. Fall vlogs, fall recipes, fall fashion, literally everything fall is going on over there right now. So you don't want to miss out on that. But other than that, I hope you guys are having such an amazing, wonderful day. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Thank you. Sorry, I've parked so far. Hopefully I will include it in this one. Hopefully. Another Frida McFadden one that caught my eye. Wow, what? Another one is That's Not My Name, Another one is That's Not My Name, Wow. Ooh, we're falling. Yay.